I am in Asheville, North Carolina. As you can see, I am in downtown. Currently, I'm right in front of the city's beautiful City Hall. This is built in 1926. Built in the 1920s. It's probably what kind of architecture? You guys know. Art Deco. Right next door is the Buckhome County Courthouse, of which Asheville is the county seat. That is a beauty as well. Built in 1928. That is neoclassical architecture. What a grand building. And you can see the Smoky Mountains there in the background. That is where Asheville is located. It's quite a tourist town. It has had some issues lately with weather, as you all know, and you can still see a lot of the evidence of that storm. And they just can't get a break here. They're also having wildfires currently outside the city. Yeah, they're having all kinds of issues. This is the Jackson Building, built in 1924, and that is Gothic architecture. Yeah, they have a lot of beautiful architecture here in the city. A lot of cool statues, a lot of awesome sights. So I'm going to wander around a bit. Of course, I'll give you the numbers and they'll probably surprise you. They did me. And then Nicole and I, we're going to do some stuff later in the video. So it's all coming up. Here on the grounds of the county courthouse is this Veterans Memorial. And what I like about this is sitting in front of it is the statue of a woman. I would guess a wife whose husband will never come home because of the sacrifice her husband gave to the country. Even downtown here you see some evidence of the storm, Helene. At our hotel, and we're in the Biltmore area, you look out our window and you see a lot of damage. Here's a shot real quick. Yeah, it's still pretty messed up in a lot of parts of the city. Alright, as I make my way through downtown here, let me give you some numbers. Here's the population history. It's pretty interesting to look at there. In 2000 there were 68,889 people. 2010 it had grown to 83,393. 2020, 94,589. So this city is growing pretty rapidly. Metro, 422,333. It's a pretty good sized city. They've got a Crest building here downtown. That's pretty awesome, isn't it? Samuel Crest was a businessman who built a chain of five and dimes across the U.S. in the late 1800s into the early 1900s. He built about 200 of them, as I understand it. What made him unique is he would build these and he always used or built them with a unique architecture in each city, so the buildings would stand out. And you know, if you've seen Crest buildings across the country, you know that they are all different, and pretty much all of them are beautiful. And it's always a treat to see one. And this is the Asheville Music Hall. I just wanted to take a look at these murals real quick. Prince, Nina Simone, Bootsy Collins, blues legend Muddy Waters, one of my favorites. Yeah, a lot of beautiful buildings down here. Well, I think I should start giving you some numbers. Median age here is 41, a little bit higher than the U.S. median age of 39. 53% female, 47% male. 78% of the city is white, 10% black, 7% Hispanic, 1% Asian, last 4% mixed or other. This is Pritchard Park. A little spot here downtown. It's pretty nice, isn't it? Now the numbers here are pretty interesting. Here's the median household income, $66,032 a year. That's $1,270 a week. Now that compares to the U.S. median household income of $77,719. So incomes here are lower than they are nationally. But here's housing. The median home value here is $465,800. That's pretty high, especially when you compare it to the U.S. median home value of $340,200. So incomes here are lower, housing is more expensive. So you wonder what that's like for the people who live here. Maybe some can chime in and give us their thoughts. It's always a pleasure to see an old Woolworths too, isn't it? I can tell you guys agree because every time I see one, I get lots of comments. Anyway, let's get back to the numbers. Let's do poverty. 17.9 overall. The U.S. poverty rate overall is 12.5, so a little bit higher. School-age children, it's a 25. The U.S. is 16. 65 and older, it's a 13. U.S. is 11. So poverty numbers are a bit higher across the board compared to the U.S. And so what happens when we factor in cost of living? It's not good. It's 113 here. That's pretty high compared to the U.S. You know, what the U.S. is a 100. Housing's a 145. Transportation's the lowest one at 92. So, yeah, lower incomes, expensive housing, and pretty high cost of living here. I just came upon these statues. It's called Appalachian Stage. You got a couple guys playing music, a couple dancing, and a little girl that looks like she's just having a good time. Across the street is this, the Basilica of St. Lawrence. That was built in 1905. That is Spanish Renaissance. You can see that greenish dome there a bit to the right. That is the largest elliptical dome in the United States. And it features some stained glass windows from Germany. I'm not sure if I can go inside or not. I'll give it a try. I'm gonna walk over there and see. Well, are the doors open? Nope, it's a no-go. That's too bad. I would have liked to show you guys the inside of that. I would have liked to seen it. That is pretty cool though, isn't it? Behind the basilica, there's this big statue of Jesus. He seems to be looking out over the city. As you can see, laid out right here. And maybe even he's watching over the interstate. Which is right here. It is a beautiful downtown. This is a tourist town. Like I said earlier, it's in the Great Smoky Mountains. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park is the most visited national park in the U.S. So I'm sure they get a lot of that tourism here. But with that all said, we've got to talk about crime, because it is not good. Asheville's crime rate, 53.71 per 100K. That compares to 22.81 for the U.S. Considerably higher. Look at violent crime, 8.46 per 100K. Compares to 3.64 for the U.S. Property crime, 45.24 per 100K. Much higher than the U.S. crime rate of 19.17 per 100K. that is to say property crime. I mean, you compare it to other North Carolina cities. Wilmington, 39.96 per 100K. Even Charlotte, the biggest city, is lower, 45.62 per 100K. Winston-Salem, 38.98 per 100K. So they have got an issue with crime here in Asheville. Well, the city is starting to come alive for the day. Got a street musician here playing us some music. Alright, well, I'm just outside of downtown. I'll just take a look at a few houses here. The kind of houses that you'll see near downtown Asheville. Yeah, they're pretty, aren't they? Let's give you a quick look at some. But what I'm going to do next is grab Nicole while we're on the subject of houses, and we're going to go to the biggest house, the biggest private residence in the United States. Yeah, it's not in Hollywood or Beverly Hills. It's not some rich billionaire's mansion in Connecticut or Massachusetts or New York or even Florida. The biggest house in the United States is here in Asheville. So, yeah. Let's go get Nicole and go take a look at it. We are at Biltmore Estate here in Asheville, North Carolina. At 175,000 square feet, this is the biggest house in the United States.
Wow.
And it is the 5th biggest house in the world.
Oh my.
Built by George Vanderbilt at a cost of $5 million in 1896, I believe. That would be around $200 million today.
Oh my goodness. 200 million for, well, it is a huge house. I mean,
look at it.
I don't know, what do you call it? Do you really call it a house or even a mansion? I mean,
It is. Damn, that's over the top, isn't it? That's a lot.
Was it a one family dwelling?
Yeah, the Vanderbilt family.
Like a private family
Still
dwelling?
is. The Vanderbilts still own it to this day.
Oh my. Oh, and it keeps going. I didn't even notice that over there.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking like right here in front of me at first. Wow, it just keeps going.
Yep. 35 bedrooms, 43 bathrooms.
Definitely a house to get lost in.
Yeah, of course you can tour it now. It is expensive. It was $220
For both of us.
for both of us. Yeah, $110 each to tour this place. But
that is crazy. Yeah, that's kind of expensive.
we're here now, so let's go take a look. All right, we are here at the front door.
That's the door?
That's the front door.
Alright.
Let's go check it out.
Okay.
Well, that's the front door. This is a staircase going above. I guess this would be an entry hall. And Nicole's over there. I'm not even sure what you would call this room. A room that rich people have in their huge houses. Not sure what us regular folk would call that. Apparently it's the winter garden. Is that right?
Yes, I haven't gotten to it yet. I'll have to.
It's pretty nice, huh? Off the winter room is the billiard room. Yeah, it's got a couple of pool tables here.
Each of those billiard tables weigh more than a ton.
Each of these weigh over a ton.
Yep.
Wow.
So it's more than 2,000 pounds each.
That's crazy. Now off the billiard room is the banquet hall. Now this is a fancy dining room. It's got 3 fireplaces down there at the end. And look at the ceiling and the light fixtures.
That tapestry was woven in the 1500s.
This tapestry was woven in the 1500s?
Yep.
Right there? 1500s. Wow. And there's an organ up there. Does it say anything about that yet?
Shoot, they haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah, there's an organ up there. Now here's one of the decks. Gives you a pretty nice view of the North Carolina countryside and the Smoky Mountains there in the distance. At the other end of this sitting room is the library. There is a circular stairway over there, and this is the ceiling of the library. Now back here in the sitting room, Nicole is telling me that these tapestries, like in the other room, were made in the 1500s.
Yeah, that's what this entire room was all about, were the tapestries.
We are heading up the grand staircase to the 2nd floor. Nicole's digital guide is telling us that these are the 2 architects, Hunt and Olmsted. The guys that designed this mansion.
Olmsted also designed Central Park with someone else I can't remember, but that's why I recognize the name. But yeah,
Central Park in New York City.
Yes, I'm sorry, Central Park in New York City. So he's a very famous architect.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Samuel Vanderbilt's bedroom. The guy that had the house built. Right outside of Vanderbilt's bedroom is the oak sitting room. I wonder if this would be his man cave. What do you guys think? And on the other side of that sitting room is Mrs. Vanderbilt's bedroom. And we are heading up into the 3rd floor. These stairs are a lot narrower. 3rd floor living hall. Man, it's just hard for my brain to process this much opulence.
Yeah, it was a house for entertaining, so this is like where they would all gather when their guests were here.
Artist suite. So is this
It's
like
like
for
a guest bedroom, I want to say.
maybe entertainers? And this is another guest bedroom. And the guest bedrooms have their own little sitting area and their own bathroom. Here's a stairwell up into the 4th floor, but apparently we're not allowed up there, huh?
Apparently you're not in good social standing.
Yeah, we are not allowed. Right off the stairwell here is an elevator. You know you're living in luxury when you have an elevator in your house. We are going down. I guess this might be a basement.
I don't know, I suppose.
We're gonna find out. It's going quite a ways down too. This is a stone corridor.
Is your thing not working right now?
It smells really musty in here. How neat is that? Their own bowling alley. I mean, look at this, an indoor swimming pool in the late 1800s. It's
Wow.
hard to imagine.
It's huge too. Look how big it is.
Yeah, it's almost 10 feet deep, right?
Yeah, it's 9.5 feet deep, but I'm just talking about like the other dimensions, the length and the width. It's so big. But yeah, this predated the use of chlorine, so they said every time it was used, every time, they had to fill it that day, and then once they were done with it, they had to drain it, and then they had to scrub the whole thing.
Wow.
Definitely need some help to do that, huh?
I'm sure they had servants for that.
Well, of course, honey, of course, they're filthy rich, but...
Domestic service. This must be where the help lived. These are the servants' bedrooms.
Yeah, I was still listening about the head housekeeper.
Numerous ones here. I mean, that doesn't look bad, does it?
I don't see any private bathrooms in there.
No, but I mean,
But they don't look bad.
this is pretty good life, I would think.
Yeah.
Got nice little bedrooms.
Does it remind you of Downton Abbey?
It does remind me of it, because of course they're down on the bottom floor. We are entering the kitchen. The main kitchen, it says. Servants' dining room. It does. This is nicer than a lot of dining rooms you see in regular houses, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Main laundry. Is this an old washing machine?
Could be.
We are in the River Arts District. It is an area that used to be abandoned warehouses, that kind of thing. And it has been converted into
Look at Homer.
art galleries, yep, restaurants, that kind of thing. Like I said, there are restaurants here. The restaurant that we're going to eat at is here in this area. And it looks really interesting. The menu looks incredible, very different. Something very different to show you guys. So yeah, we're going to find that restaurant, or we're going to go to that restaurant now and review the food there. I'm at this building where this really cool Bart Simpson mural is. I saw that it's open. No trespassing. I guess I better not hang around here too much. I did want to get a close look at this though. That is so awesome, isn't it? I love that. And it feels like a lot of cool air, or it is some cool air coming out of there. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and get out of here. I'm sure they have it under video surveillance. So, alright, yeah. Alright, we are approaching the restaurant. This place looks pretty lively.
Yeah, it does.
Let's see, where is it? The restaurant is right there. The Bull.
Bull and Beggar.
The Bull and Beggar. That's where we're going. This place, believe it or not, is really expensive. It's going to be one of the most expensive meals that we've eaten.
What?
Yeah.
That expensive?
It's very expensive. But the menu looks fantastic, so let's go check it out. All right, I'm thinking we'll sit at the bar. Hey. We're looking at the menu, and we're going to have Tom de Savoy. That is a type of cheese from the French Alps. We're going to have that as an appetizer. And I got an old-fashioned, and you got some Maker's Mark with water.
Yes, I did.
The appetizer is here, and here is the cheese, the sesame bread, and that is charred onion butter with apricot.
Oh, okay.
Is it
That's
apricot or
what that
apricot?
is. I think you can say it either way, but I say apricot. Tomato, tomato.
All right, the appetizer it's interesting. It's good. This is fantastic. And so you just mix it all up. Yeah, you put a little bit of this on top with the cheese and crackers.
Mm-hmm.
Or the cheese and
The apricot is very
sesame
good.
bread. They call it sesame bread, but it tastes like a cracker.
Well, it's it's thin toasted bread,
Yeah.
which I suppose could be the
It's-
definition for a cracker, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely different. It's pretty good. All right, we've looked at the menu. I'm going to have rabbit pie with braised a la moutarde. I don't know what that is. Wild mushrooms and flaky short crust.
Okay, so clear this up for me. Is this a pie that has rabbit in it, or
Yes.
is it a pie that rabbits would love to eat?
No, it is. It's got rabbit in it.
Oh, cute little fuzzy rabbit. Oh.
All right, what are you going to have? You're going to have this cod?
Yes, may I say it myself? Yes, I'm going to try the pan-roasted cod with, I'm not sure if I can pronounce all this, but with cold cannon, which is apparently some kind of Irish potatoes,
Yes.
you said, right? Fiddlehead fern, bay shrimp, and seaweed butter.
Yep.
So I'm going to give that all a try.
All right. Looks like it's going to be interesting food choices.
All right.
Here's a look at the restaurant. It's pretty awesome looking, what they've done with it. A little small, intimate place. And a little small bar here. Our food is here. Here's my rabbit pie. It smells amazing.
Yeah, I think I want to try the crust.
Yeah. And this is a rabbit salad. Already tasted it. It's pretty interesting.
All right.
It's very different.
And I have cod. So apparently there's the cod itself, and there's the, what was the name
Cannon?
of it? Okay, yes.
Irish
yes,
mashed
Cocannon,
potatoes.
The Irish mashed potatoes. And yes, I can't wait to give it all a try.
Okay.
All right.
Well, here we go. So here's the thoughts on the food. This is arugula with lemon and olive oil. And it's really interesting. It's good. It kind of counters the heavily pepper rabbit pie. Love this crust here. It's so awesome.
I like the
Mixed in
crust.
with the rabbit.
Yeah, I tried the
It's got a little
crust.
gravy in there. A lot of onion. This is really good. I was asking the bartender, is this kind of an Irish thing? He says, no, it's a French twist on a pie.
Oh my.
So it is fantastic. And how's your...
Mine was
Cod.
very good. I was very impressed by it. The cod was yummy. I don't eat cod that often, but it was definitely, I love fish. It was definitely a good fish. And then you've got these fiddlehead fern that I wasn't sure what they were at first. And they're kind of cute looking. They're swirly. But those were very tasty as well. And then we got the cold cannon, right? Is
Yeah.
that what it's called? And those are just like Irish mashed potatoes that had some kind of green mixed in with them.
They have onion and cabbage in it.
Okay, yeah, so they've got green veggies mixed in with them, and they've got these tiny little shrimp on there as well. So everything all mixed together. I thought it was very good. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It's really interesting food here, and it's really good. Dessert is here, and this is a chocolate cake with some fresh made whipped cream.
Okay.
It's interesting, huh?
Looks yummy.
Yeah, we'll find out.
All right then.
Well, guys, the dessert, it's good. Very chocolatey.
Well,
And that whipped cream.
I like the whip. I tried the whip mostly, and it had a very lemony flavor to it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was very unexpected.
Yeah, tastes good together.
Two
All right.
great tastes that taste great together.
That's exactly it. So here's the tab. $168.08. I told you guys it'd be pretty expensive. But it was good food, and it was very different. We don't want to show you guys boring chicken sandwiches and burgers. We want to show you guys something different. I think we did that today. Some pretty interesting food, wasn't it? Anyway, so here it is. The tab, $168. Hey guys, so that's the end of this one. We are heading up into Kentucky next.
Okay.
Yeah, so Kentucky, here we come. We'll see you guys there.
See you then.